A lucid dream is a type of dream where you become fully aware while you're still asleep and dreaming that you're in a dream. If you've never had a lucid dream, you'll be thinking, what is he talking about? How can you become conscious in a dream?
Normally, a dream is like watching a movie. You just take all the strange things in that you see and go with the flow.
Just absorbing information without really analysing it carefully.
Like talking to a deceased person. It isn't until you wake up and think rationally, you find it weird you believed that you had this interaction, but you still played along. During a lucid dream, this realisation takes place during the dream itself.
So everything around you, you look at it with the consciousness of wakefulness then.
The dream is in your hands. You're the director of the movie.
The same parts of the brain light up when we perform particular physical activities in the dream as they would when we were awake.
This lucid experience doesn't appear in your whole night.
Sleep consists of two types of brain activity. There's slow wave sleep, which you go into first of all when you go to sleep. You can move around, you can sleep talk, sleep walk. In REM, rapid eye movement sleep, it's different. REM comes up roughly every 90 minutes and it increases in length each time.
The body is really reacting to this phase of sleep. The brain is really alert and aware and active as it is in the waking state. So this is also why our consciousness is raised during REM sleep. We have extremely vivid dream scenarios.
In REM, suddenly, and this is so curious, the musculature is switched off.
A brain signal of an arm move in your dream is actually being made and sent to your limb, but your body is still asleep, so you won't move.
You're actually frozen because you're paralyzed in REM sleep.
Except for the eyes.
So it's a wonderful state of consciousness, and researchers say we have about 6 dreams a night. That means more than 2,000 dreams every year. And we're not lucid in all of those dreams by any means.
At least not if you belong to the 23% of people that lucid dream once a month.
When I was doing my PhD work on lucid dreaming as a creative tool, I remember going to a conference and speaking about my research. And I was saying, oh, you know, I do my lucid dream research while I'm asleep because I become lucid in my dreams and I find out what's possible, and this is all flowing into my research. And I remember some people in the audience were just like, what? That is not possible, you know, lucid dreaming isn't real. And so I had a lot of resistance sometimes from people who refused to believe that lucid dreaming was possible. They said, no, that's a paradox. You can't be conscious while you're asleep.
It was so difficult to get anything published then because no one thought that they were real lucid dreams.
And just in the last 20 years or so, lucid dreaming has become so much better known.
The lucid dreams.
Lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreams.
Lucid dreams.
This ancient phenomenon, what just 2 decades ago was being questioned, now is a very popular topic.
Some people dream of eating. Do they put on weight? I don't know.
Or we can shapeshift into an animal, you know, like a cheetah.
Other people can travel to other planets.
There's so many possibilities.
All the fun stuff. But is there more to it?
Fascinating research has been done into lucid dreaming to improve sports skills, motor skills in general. One researcher, Dr. Melanie Schädlich at the University of Heidelberg, carried out research with various different athletes, and one of the people that she interviewed was a swimmer. And he was told by his swim teacher he'd never be any good at swimming. But he refused to listen to that teacher. He practiced swimming in his lucid dreams, and he would really use his imagination, you know, like he'd do things like swim through honey to test the muscle resistance. And he did so much of this practicing in the lucid dreams that he became the best swimmer in the group.
The swimmer didn't succeed the practices until he had trained in his lucid dreams for just 3 nights.
So athletes who are able to lucid dream and practice their skills in the lucid dream have an edge on people who don't do that, because it's like extra practice in your night.
Disabled people, lucid dreams open the inner universe for them. The only thing is, if you get too aroused by the situation, you'd wake up. No one knew where lucid dreams happened at that time in sleep. I then thought, well, I'm the only person in the world studying these. How can I do an experiment? When I was at Liverpool University, I devised the world's first dream machine. That's when I tried all these experiments with different kinds of stimulus, like water, sprinkling water, putting a scent under the nose, a voice played saying, "This is a dream," giving electric pulses to the wrist of subjects. I even taped micro switches to the hand. You just got to do that sort of amount of movement and it would register on the polygram. And they would dream of pressing the button, they could hear it click. That was useless. The problem is you're paralyzed in REM sleep. That's when the thought came to me, maybe I can get them to signal by moving their eyes, because the eyes are not inhibited in rapid eye movement sleep, measured by electrodes there and there and there and there. I sat up all night, eyes wide open, looking at the polygraph chart, because I told him, when you become lucid this time, I want you to move your eyes left to right about 8 times. And then suddenly, the signals came out. Here was definite evidence. I was getting signals from his universe, actual signals. It was so incredibly mind-boggling. It'd never been done before in the history of the world. I knew I'd made a discovery there.
More and more psychologists and psychotherapists are introducing lucid dream therapy into their work with clients, people who have PTSD or any range of issues, depression, anxiety.
There's been a study from IJODR that shows that activity in a lucid dream for some contestants won't help or influence their mental state.
It's not for everybody. Some people won't gravitate towards that, or they say, oh no, I don't even remember my dreams, so how am I going to do lucid dreaming therapy?
But for the majority of the contestants, it significantly helps with overcoming an issue, physical or mental problems, and even depression.
Sometimes people actually say that although they've had therapy for years, when they finally become lucid in their dream and work and play and respond to the source of their anxiety or depression in that lucid dream, it makes such a huge difference just overnight, literally overnight.
So lucid dreams are very therapeutic.
One woman dreamed or had a nightmare that there was this horrible old man in a parking lot in the dark in the middle of the night. So she couldn't get back into her car. So this horrible old man was coming towards her. So she knew that the old man was going to rape and murder her. So she woke up absolutely terrified, as you can imagine. And she decided to do the lucid imaging nightmare solution. She decided to go back into that dream to find out what it was about and how she could change it. She saw the horrible old man. He still looked really scary. So this was a fear that I had around a certain person in my life, and I'm letting that fear go. I'm going to release. I'm not going to be resentful. I'm not going to be frightened. So So that is the way that sometimes these lucid dream encounters, when we grab our courage in both hands and we face the monster, we face the fear, it can really cause an incredible transformation. And it felt very powerful for her because she'd done that back in that same nightmare.
And there are many ways to activate lucidity in dreams. Not all of them require an action during a dream, like dream journaling. But some of the ways to enter a lucid dream may cause sleep paralysis.
People might have fearful, scary visions of demons or monsters, or have a sense of presence, a nasty presence in their bedroom. This happens to all of us every single night.
Only approximately 7.6% of the general population has ever experienced it consciously in their lifetime.
Something kicked my door. It gets inside and comes closer and closer.
I get it at least once a week. It sucks. This grey thing comes at me.
When I woke, I realised I couldn't move my body and started hearing some creepy sounds downstairs. It lasted for 20 minutes.
Other than a decreasing sleep pattern, it can cause you no harm because it's only hallucinations.
So it's a natural biological function of sleep. The issue for some people is that they are lucidly aware and yet they feel trapped inside their body.
Sleep paralysis isn't like a nightmare.
Something's happening in your dream and then suddenly something goes wrong and that becomes a nightmare. So you've got more of the imagery.
The big rule of all dreams, lucid or otherwise, is that what you think, you will then see. It's absolutely universal. So if you have positive thoughts, you're gonna have happy dreams. Simple as that. If you're miserable and thinking bad things, your dreams will correspond.
So in sleep paralysis, it can turn into that kind of thing, but it's more like people sense a presence in their bedroom.
You change your attitude from, oh my God, it's the nightmare, to, hey, it's the nightmare. That means I'm dreaming, and I know I can control my dreams. Bring it on.
In many ways, lucid dreaming has defined my entire life.
Wonderful, wonderful sensations. Well, I was absolutely fascinated with that.
It's an enormous blessing in my life.